Hello everyone, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench. Welcome back to the channel, and here we are now with pack 97 of DeAgostini's 1/6 scale. Yes, 1/6 scale Ford Mustang GT500, and it is a beauty. To give you an idea of the size of this thing, here is the engine we're currently working on. There it is in my hand. You can see it's absolutely massive. So, pack 97. We're only going to look at pack 97 this one. We're really getting our money's worth here because we've got lots and lots of work to do in each edition other than 94. Yeah, very, very nice. If you want to find out about getting one of these, have a look in the description down below. There's a link. You can go and click on there. Go and get yourself one. I'm also doing the DeAgostini Ferrari 330 P4 as well, which is an absolute beauty. That's in 1/8 scale, that one, not 1/6. Right, so Mercury Capri, the other Mustang. In America, they had a company called Mercury, and they did the Mercury Capri. They did a Mercury, I can't remember what it's called now, but it was basically a Sierra XR4, XR4i, and they had a few little cars on their sort of mid-range brand. Launched the Capri, its own version of the Mustang, almost identical mechanically and visually. It was aimed at those who wanted a less sporty car. This was not the only Capri that had been offered by Mercury, however. So there we go. You can see there it's definitely a Mustang, but it's got a different tailgate. You can see the back end is more rounded off there. You can see there's the range there. There's the parts we're going to be working on, the oil pan. And then here we are, the Ford T-Bird, Thunderbird, from sports car to luxury coupe. Nicknamed the T-Bird, the Ford Thunderbird was an elegant sports convertible launched by the Blue Oval brand in '55. In subsequent generations it evolved into a luxury coupe. Beautiful, beautiful car, beautiful colour, absolutely gorgeous. You can see there's the last Thunderbird, which was a convertible with a neo-retro design manufactured between 2002 and 2005 without attaining the predicted sales success. And there we go. There again, there's a beautiful classic T-Bird. And I drove one of these, I hired one of these when I was in the States many years ago. Beautiful, beautiful car. You can see there's the classic again. And there's a beautiful one. 5th generation, it will say in here, where's the 5th generation? The 5th generation, 67 to 71, that's beautiful, isn't it? Massive, great big grille, roll round headlamps, beautiful car. Absolutely beautiful. Right. I do like American cars. So then, we are going to be working on, in this one, we are going to be working on the oil pan. So let's get our bags cut open. There we go. And we'll pour out our bags of parts. We've got lots and lots of bits and pieces going here. We've got screws, we've got a little oil filler cap there with a Shelby badge on by the look of it. So we'll get that one out of its bag. There we go. We've got bags of screws, we've got some tubing and some moulded plastic parts. So let's see how we go with this one. Just checking everything is there. Yes. Okay, place the oil filler tube on the end of the longer straight part of the filler tube as shown in the picture. Push the tube onto the cap. So we've got this one here, and that is going to be pushed onto there like so. Now insert the circular part of the pressure sensor, retrieve the assembly of the top of the engine, which is over here. Insert the free end of the filler tube into the hole in the engine. Note the tube's end shape so it fits into the hole only one way to ensure correct orientation of the part. So you can see we've got like a D-shaped hole on there. So we'll get that lead out of the way. So you can see that's going to go in there. Trying to see which orientation it's supposed to have. It's supposed to be, okay, I thought it was going to stick out the front. But you can see it goes in, okay, and then finally it pops down. Okay. Turn the engine over and secure the tube with a PSO2 screw. So they're die-cast screws, so we might have to do some tapping, although I may just wind them directly into the metal as per the design, because I've got a feeling we've already put the parts together. So we're going to take a PSO2 screw, we're going to turn this over, hold that oil filler in place, and then screw that in there That's going to hold that in position. Okay. Right. Now insert the circular part of the pressure sensor 97D into the hole in the engine, which is next to the filler tube. Turn the assembly over and secure the sensor with a PSO2 screw. Pressure sensor? Okay. And then we're going to turn that over, and again going to use a PSO2 screw and hold that in position, put a screw into there. And that's proving difficult because it wants to turn. That's very awkward because that's what they're calling the pressure sensor. Just wants to turn. So what I'm going to do is grab a pair of these pliers here, and these are smooth. So I can hold that with them, tip it over on its side. The reason I'm using smooth pliers is so I don't damage the paintwork. Okay, so there you go. So that's gone in like that. Okay, and then we are going to press fit the valve cover fitting, the breather, into the valve cover. Like so. You've got a D-shaped pin. Oh, that's not a very, yes it is. I thought it wasn't a very tight fit, but it is. Okay, so that's our breather. Yeah, just telling you the pin and the hole it goes into our D-shape. Retrieve the assembly of the bottom of the engine. Here we go. Align the two parts of the engine and fit the upper half over the lower half. Once mated, turn the engine so that you can place 4 DS19 screws on the right side to start joining the two together. Right then guys, apologies in order for my absolutely useless, total and utter, excuse my language, shit Sony ZV-1 camera. It's what this is what you're looking through, is a Sony ZV-1. It doesn't charge while it's filming. The batteries don't last very long at all. And what it's just done to me is I looked up to see how much time we had left, and it was saying con or something, and it had run out of memory. So it had no memory left to do any more filming. So rather than beep or go beep beep, anything, it just switches off. So there you are, camera's there on its mount, mindlessly filming away, talking to no one. Absolute, total and utter useless piece of junk. You switch it on, it takes a million bloody button presses to get to where you want to be every single time, unless you have it in PC remote mode. And then if you have it in PC remote mode, you have to take it out every time you want to download something onto the computer. And then you have to get it back on, which is another series of buttons. Press, 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 press. It's like bloody phoning up a health service or something. There's 19 different buttons to press before you get to where you want to be. Absolutely useless. Don't buy one. It's garbage. And the remote, this thing here, this eats batteries. I mean, my push bike lights, I ride my push bike pretty much about 4 or 5 times a week in the dark. And my push bike lights take the same battery, this little CR2032. Okay, I change them twice a year. This bloody thing, I must change the batteries about 10 times a year. It's absolutely useless. It is the worst camera I have ever owned. I don't know why I go back to use an iPhone. It's far better. Anyway, rant over. What I've done off camera is question this. Okay, so what they're saying is to fit the top of the engine to the sides while you screw the sides together. You don't need to, because you just screw the sides together. So what we've done, we've put 4 DS19 screws in here, and we've tightened them up, okay, and we've done as they instructed, put them in loosely first and then go round and tighten them diagonally to pull the engine together evenly. Okay, so that's the engine all pulled together nicely. I'm just going to go and check those screws once more, because the other thing I was saying, I didn't tap the threads. So obviously it's hard to tell when they're fully pulled down when you don't tap the threads, but that's together now, that's not going anywhere. So now what we do is fit the top of the engine the right way around, Nudge. So the oil filler, everything goes at the front. So that's just going to drop on there, and what you can see is you've got this plastic bracket here with 2 slots in, and you've got these two holes here. Okay, so that's going to drop down in there like that. Alright, and then we're going to put the screw on the screwdriver, and then we're going to turn it over, and we can see down through this square hole, we can see where these screws have to go. So the first time I did this, they went together lovely. Is it going to do the same again? No, it's not. Or is it? I don't know. No, it's just turning and turning and turning. So turn it around like that. I knew this would happen. So before I thought, this is great, it's going together really well, especially with the camera on. Little did I know, the camera wasn't actually on. There we go, it's gone in now. So we can screw that in, pull that down. Don't over tighten these guys, because remember you're putting a plastic bracket onto a metal part, and if you over tighten it, you'll split the plastic open. So there we go, that's that gone in there like that. There we go, that's the top of our engine, so that's our whole engine held together now. What a beauty she is, eh? Right, so now place the oil pan, so we'll turn the engine over and we'll stand it on its air filter. Now place the oil pan 97A on the bottom of the engine, fit the pin at the front into the hole in the pan, and secure with a DS19 screw. So here's the front of the pan here. So there's the hole, there's the pin, and that's where the screw is going to go into there. So again, I could tap the thread, but I'm not going to, because I can't be bothered, basically. Why not be truthful? So that's gone in there, and that's pulling the pan. Again, this is plastic, this pan, so don't go over tightening the screw, just go until it stops. And that's that pan held in place. Right. So now we're going to come around to the front, and we're going to place the fuel line 97F at the front of the engine. Note the orientation, the straight end of the lower end as shown in the picture fits over the pin at the end of the fuel feed pipe. That's going like that. Okay, you've got to be really careful with these instructions, because what they do is they show you it and then it goes like that. So fuel line at the front of the engine. Note the orientation, the straight end, the lower end as shown in the picture, this is the straight end, fits over the pin at the end of the fuel feed pipe 89J. Okay, so you can see under here, this here, I'm pointing, put the light on for you, I keep forgetting to put the light on. This here is the fuel line, at the end there's a pin. Okay, you can see it down, I'm pointing to it now. There it is there. Okay, so this end is going to go onto the end of that pin, that fits easily, and then this end and then the other end fits over the top of the fuel filter. Okay, I think they got something wrong here. Oh, it is the fuel filter. Okay, so we've got a fuel pump. I was thinking it was going over the oil filter. So this has got to go over the pin on the top of the fuel filter. There's no hole there. Well, there is, but... Ah! Okay, so it's going to come under here. It's going to go onto there. Okay, so it's going to come under here. So I'm going to fit this end first, actually. So it's got to come under. Right, so we can see this here. It's got to come under and go onto that pin there. Which is easier said than done. Wow, this is tight in here. Oh dear, dear, dear. Not quite sure the best way to do this. There we go, it's gone on. Right. So we'll keep our thumb on there, and then this end is going to come around on the inside of the oil filler, and that's going to go onto there like that. Okay? and that'll stay in place. Now you might want to put a little drop of super glue on them just to hold it in place, but they should be okay. If they fall off, we can just glue them on. Right, so there's our fuel line. So that's our fuel pump and fuel filter there, going up to feed the engine. Finally, place the elbow shape end of the fluid line 97G over the pin at the top of the front of the motor. So this is a breather line, I'm guessing. This is what the engine looks like with the oil pan incorporated and the fuel line added once this assembly stage is completed. So where is this pipe going afterwards? It's going through there. I believe all these ignition lines, yeah, they are in there. We've got them in there on this one, okay, on theirs. So that is going to fit over that like that. Okay, so there we are. So that's that all done. It's all lovely, isn't it? It's looking very, very nice indeed. So there's our, I'm assuming this is a breather hose. Or it might be a heater hose because that is actually coming off the water pump. So that might be a heater hose there. They've called it a fluid line. So there we go, that is pack 97 done, and as you can see we have a beautiful looking engine. Sorry for the camera problem, guys, and sorry for my whinging about it, but it really does get me down sometimes, the bloody thing. I wish I'd never bought it. Anyway, there we go. I'll see you all soon for pack 98. Bye for now.